Hello everyone and welcome to a super rad learning experience with Saoirse, who is super rad. Today we're going to be learning about adding and subtracting rational numbers. That is lesson 2.2, page 58 in your books, and I hope that this video will help you be able to do what you need to do in math. Alright, let's get started. Today's key idea is to add or subtract rational numbers. Use the same rules for signs as you use for integers. So for example, if we had 4 over 5 minus 1 over 5, well, looking at the signs, they have different signs. So according to the previous rule, we would say it's different signs, so it would be negative. But actually, because this is larger, then it's going to be positive because the larger number was positive. So then you would just do 4 minus 1 is 3. So now it becomes positive 3 over 5, okay? Let's do over here. So negative 2 over 6 plus 1 over 6. Okay, here it is again. Different signs, okay? But even though this one technically isn't bigger than 1, it has more on its side, so the answer is going to be negative because the larger number was negative. So negative 2 plus 1 is now negative 1 over 6. So you want to look for the larger number, and whatever that larger number, it's going to be the same sign as that. And also, if there are two positive signs, then it's going to be a positive answer, and if there are two negative signs, then it's going to be a negative answer. So if two signs are the same, then it could be positive or negative regardless of the rule before. It would be if there are two positive, it's positive, two negative, negative. Okay, now we're on to example 1, adding rational numbers. So if we have negative 8 over 3 plus 5 over 6. So let's look at our signs. They have different signs. So different signs. Now before we would say that we knew the answer was going to be negative, but since we're adding, it's not exactly the same. So we're going to look and see which is the biggest number, not considering any signs. So the biggest number would be 8. So we look at a sign, it's a negative, so we know the answer is going to be negative, okay? The second thing we need to look at is the bottom numbers. They are not in the same format. So we have to find a way to make 3 into the same format as 6. And the way we could do that is we can either change 6 to become 3 or 3 to become 6. It's a lot easier to make the smaller number into the bigger number. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply this number by 2 and this number by 2. Okay? So now it becomes negative 16 over 6 plus 5 over 6. And we know that negative 16 plus 5 is 11 over 6, but not just positive 11, it's negative 11. So changing it into a mixed number, we know that the answer is negative 1 and 5, 6. So that's our answer. Alright, let's have you do one on your own. So if we have 4 over 5 minus 3 over 10. Go ahead and pause the video, and when you're ready, check. Okay, so let's look right here. They have different formats, so we want to change the format to this being now 8 over 10 minus 3 over 10, and 8 minus 3 is 5 over 10, so then the answer is 1/2, and that is our answer. Right, let's do another example of adding rational numbers but with decimals. So if we have negative 4.05 plus 7.62. This is really easy. You just set it up like this. I like to do it this way because I can see what I'm doing, okay? Right, so I'm going to borrow. So 12 minus 5 is 7. 5 minus 0 is 5. 7, and make sure you bring down your decimal point. 7 minus 4 is 3. So our answer is 3.57. Isn't that easy? I know. Alright, let's go ahead and try one on your own. So we'll do 12.5, negative 12.5, plus negative 15.3. Alright, go ahead and pause the video when you have your answer. Unpause to check. Alright, so the first thing we want to look at is signs. They have the same signs and they also have the same negative sign. So that means that the answer is going to be negative. Okay? So then I'm going to set it up like this so that it'll be easier to tell what I'm doing. 5 plus 3 is 8. Bring down the decimal. 5 plus 2 is 7. 1 plus 1 is 2. 27.8. Bring down your negative sign. Negative 27.8 is your answer. Let's do some examples with subtracting rational numbers. So if we have problem negative 4, 1/7 minus negative 6 over 7, what's the first thing that we would do? You guys are so awesome. The face, that's right. So now this is no longer minus a negative, it's plus. So negative 4 and 1/7 plus 6 over 7. And seeing that this number is a mixed number and this number is a fraction, we need to change this number into a fraction. So what we'll do is multiply this number. So 7 times 4 is 28 plus 1, 29 over 7, negative 29 over 7, plus 6 over 7, okay? And then 29 minus 6 is 23 over 7, but not just any. 23 over 7, it's negative 23 over 7 because the negative 29 is greater than 6 in a way, and it's negative sign, so you bring over the negative sign. We got it? Awesome. You can also change the negative 23 over 7 to be back into a mixed number, which would make it negative 3 and 2/7. Alright. Let's have you try one on your own, alright? So we have 1/3 minus 1/3. Right, go ahead and pause the video when you're ready. Got your answer, awesome. First thing you do, that's right, spot the face. This becomes plus now. So now 1/3 plus 1/3 equals 2/3. Awesome. Let's do another one for practice. So if we have 4 and 1/2 minus 5 and 1/4, okay, we know that the answer is going to be negative because the greatest number, not considering any signs, is the 5, and the 5 has a negative sign. So we know that the answer is going to be negative. Okay? The second thing we need to look at is the format is different. So we're going to change the lesser one to meet the format of the greater one. So multiply, first we want to change it into a fraction. So multiply 4 times 2, 8, 9. So now it's 9 over 2 and 21 over 4. Okay. Change this by multiplying by 2, multiply by 2. So now it's 18 over 4 minus 21. So that would be negative 3 over 4. That's our final answer, 3 over 4. Well, I hope this video was helpful in adding and subtracting. And I hope that you guys all have a super rad day. This has been Saoirse with another super rad learning experience. You guys are so super rad. So have an awesome day.